I create the awareness of my eternal self. I am a pure energy. There is love, inner joy, and also lightness. The capacity of our abilities grow to the maximum with purity. This is not external capacity, but it's the ability to perform, especially Mansha Seva, service through the mind, where light and might has to reach the souls of the world. It is for individuals, but also for the world. A lot of people all over the world are able to see a clear sky after many, many years because there are less vehicles, so no pollution. So that is why Baba wants us to have silence, less thoughts, because it creates some kind of pollution in our thoughts. So ability to create elevated thoughts increases with purity. Not only to think positive, but auspicious. So every thought is to help the souls to remove their suffering, and they could experience power to think elevated, auspicious. So service through the thoughts, through mind, but also purity increases capacity of the words. Every word comes out of truth and it becomes blessing for everyone. Like Bab Dada, our ancestor souls they were able to give blessings just by using the words, everything will be okay. Remain light. Everything, all the obstacles are removed. Obstacles within the soul, an obstacle on the path of journey. So purity is important to be a true server where my every thought, every word is of healing everyone and sharing light, might, and blessings. I need to remain immersed in Baba's Drishti. Baba is ever pure, and Baba is purifier. So that purity creates lightness, and my all burdens are removed because heaviness comes from I and mine. So I want to merge so that I am able to be free from even very subtle awareness of I and mine. In purity, I feel I belong to Baba and Baba belongs to me.
Om Shanti everyone, welcome, good evening. Today is our day 4 for our series Personality of Purity, a life of virtues and powers. Today's virtue is lightness. Mohini Didi will start sharing, but before that, I would like to let you all know that we are in New York here and we had very big thunderstorm and we don't have electricity, we don't have internet, so we are very limited to what we have right now here. So there might be a possibility to get disconnected in between, or it might be a slow internet because we are using our hotspot, and lights also is very limited here. We have generators, so just for you all to know. So we will only be listening to Didi today. And our Avyakti journey we will be doing tomorrow. We will take our chart for 2 days together tomorrow, because today is not possible because of internet. But please keep up with your chart, and we will continue with our same practice as we did yesterday. Whenever we meet each other, we will remind each other, do we remember Shibaba? So that's our practice will continue for tomorrow also. And tomorrow evening, we will be giving you new practice and we will take chart for 2 days together. Om Shanti and welcome again. And now Didi will start sharing.
Om Shanti. We have been celebrating with Baba the tying of bond of love and purity, and we had taken many determined thoughts, elevated thoughts for our ascending degrees, because one of the determination which I had determined thought maybe few years ago, and I tried to maintain it, that I don't want to go up and down in my states or my feelings, because going up and down is very tiring. Not only that, but we're not actually able to accumulate anything. So one day I said, why I can't be consistent? That is why I like Baba's slogan of unshakable, stable, and consistent. So ascending can only happen. I, with determination, decide that I will not fluctuate, allow my energy to fluctuate. We cannot change the scenes of drama. They are ordained, they are fixed, and according to Baba, they are beneficial. Many scenes are of settling karmic accounts. Many scenes are to test us. Many scenes are to see how strong we are. So, all different scenes will happen in drama. Yes, we can plan, but if things doesn't work out as we plan, only word we should use is drama. Because if I want power in the thoughts, auspicious power, in Lokik also, whenever they had something auspicious, inauguration or any kind of ceremony, they'll invite Lokik Brahmins to come and do the ceremonies. Or in temples, There are Brahmins who can only go and touch or offer food even to idol of deities because of their purity. So purity is something which is increasing our capacity to think auspicious, think positive, and also that lightness which comes through purity, you are able to ascend. If there is any heaviness, you will slide back, slide down. You will not be able to go up and up and up higher. Baba had been talking more about flying degrees. I am talking about ascending degrees. That means going higher and higher and higher. So when you go higher, there is always possibility within 1 second to slip, slide down. But determination and using the power of that determination and purity to always create elevated thoughts, elevated are higher, elevated are auspicious, elevated are beneficial. So there is purity, there is energy and power of purity, but I have to utilize it. I have to convert that energy into my auspicious thought or lightness. Because even otherwise, no, physically also, when someone is heavy, we go out of breath and it's so difficult. So through purity, you should see, mm, am I able to create that lightness? And for that, one of the practice, or actually every day now, Baba had been reminding us of five forms. So one of the important one which I really like, then I want to go into my silence and neutral stage or want my clear mind. I always keep reminding myself that I'm pure, I'm loveful, I'm peaceful, and so that I am able to clear the past. Because anything I'm deciding based on past, that means I'm holding it. That's heaviness to me. And when it's heaviness, then your intellect's power to discern reduces. So these days I had been thinking, how do I use power of purity in increasing my abilities, my capacities to serve, to help in Baba's task. Because if I am pure and my all energy is going into little things, right? Or big things, it could not be necessarily little. Sometimes they are big also, but then what? Am I going to lose my energy of purity? Will I come down? No. Because purity has to create this inner stability, or what is called even lightness. So, lightness is I am not holding anything. I know that when you are climbing, you have one bag, two bags in your hand. I was sharing once that, no, when I came to Germany first time in 74, 72, I think. 74, I came to London. Before I was in Europe for a while. So everyone was saying, oh, you won't get this there, you won't get good tea bags, you won't get this. Okay, so one bag, then another bag. So I'm walking with both handbags. And I have to come down the accelerator, which I've never done in my life. And it was very, very, very long. So I thought, now what to do? So when you have burden, baggages, then you can't really do anything comfortably. So anyway, at that time, because I had courage and to say yes to Baba or Dadis that I will go, so I came to Germany and Europe all alone, not knowing anyone. But Baba wants it. Okay, let me do it. So I'm telling Baba, it's too heavy, and you are my companion. You have to help me. And you will be surprised that I did feel that Baba is carrying one of the bag. Baba is carrying one bag, I am carrying one. But the example I am giving is that when there is burden, lot of baggage, you can't even walk properly.
Om Shanti. I'm thinking of all these scenes used to happen in Madhuban Pandabhavan when Avek Babdada used to come in the beginning, right? Many, many times light connection, current will go off and Baba used to make us sit in silence. It's also important, no, because soul really needs a lot of silence for deep healing, for inner creating energy. So we having little difficulties here. So I cannot see you all, and you all cannot see me. But I heard, I came to know you can listen to me. So I will try it for a few minutes, and then we conclude early today. That think about lightness, because when you are light, then you are cheerful. Not only that, but I like the point Baba said that day that the nature also operates when there is no waste. And that means the atmosphere around us, when you are happy, when you are joyful, when you are enthusiastic, everyone around, everything is very, very light. I was sharing today that for me, main task these days is that if something is going on, a project is on, or sisters are working on something, and then there is difficulty, and I just watch what is needed. Do they need patience? Do they need trust? Or I just create that quality in my mind and send good vibrations. So it's quite a vast subject of lightness. Mm. Because very quickly I find that souls, mm, they go up and down. And I say, but this is such a small matter, right? And that's what one time Baba had said, that when big things happen, you all become strong. When there are small things, you waste a lot of time. So I keep reminding myself I'm a victorious soul and really, really not allow any waste thought or go in details, for little thing, more explanation, more talk. So as I said, purity, use purity now more for yourself and Baba's task. Service to the world will happen through power of purity, which will create, as I said, silence or lightness. So these days, that kind of vibration is very, very important. There, we have to remain light. So purity, one of course, is celibacy, and then sattvic food and remembrance of Baba, soul consciousness. It's a very, very high quality purity. There are many, many who live celibate. Hermits, they live celibate. Sadhus, but they get upset. There is anger. There's greed. For Baba's children, our purity is not only uh, we are pure physically, but also there is purity. It's the deep purity of our thoughts. Now, when it comes to anger, sometimes there's something deep within, unfulfilled, right? So getting upset, getting irritated, getting angry, getting stressed. I think many Brahmins are working on those, especially these days. We have time. Even we are busy, but we don't have to really run around that much. Generally, we have to run out there, we have to travel, we have to prepare. No, Baba has given us enough time, almost 6 months. There might be another few months. So, anger, very subtly, I find how that it gets comes out. But inside that anger of any kind, if you are holding, is big heaviness there. And that is not very healthy in the sense of whether it is for purity or happiness or joy. So whether it is anger or even greed, actually what one needs is minimum. But because of habit, hobby, or insecurity, we keep taking. I remember there was a time because I wear a very particular kind of slippers or shoes. So anyone who come to know, they're getting it. So one time they got so many pairs. I said, well, this is for whole life. You don't have to go anywhere. Anyway, they became useful because now you can go out and shop. But again, I'm saying, say, okay, let's get this, let's keep it. So I always say that how much I need, what I need is really very minimum, isn't it? And now we're not going out, so our slippers don't wear. There's no wear tear of slippers also, or clothes, right? But then there is also greed and then attachment. That is such an enemy. It's unknown, it's invisible, very subtle. But what you have to do, keep increasing your love for Baba, express your pure love with the divine family or with anyone, and remain detached. Detached and I like this morning's Murli when Baba said about that sorrow inside or suffering is also settling of karmic account. So even okay, it is from the past. Someone says something, you feel sorrow. You, habit of feeling sorrow, and that also I remember a few years ago. I told myself, but when I am doing good things, I am a pure person. Why I have to take sorrow? Because Brahma Baba doesn't like that, no. So it is very subtle kind of attachment with one's own self. Instead of giving yourself joy, you give yourself sorrow. That means you have, let's say you have everything pure available to eat. Some still have habit of eating junk food, right? It's the habit, no? If you have pure vegetarian or pure food, fresh food, eat that, no? So taking sorrow, feeling humiliated, neglected, many at very high stage say, oh, I didn't get chance, so I felt neglected. I said, we have to change these sanskars now. These are all attachments, right? So they come turn by turn and you see them. Okay, you see them, change them, be detached, overcome them, But don't suffer of even what you suffered. Because I suffered now, I am concerned because I suffered, so I am more suffering. Full stop, it's gone. Forget it, move forward. But ego, the Janki used to say, you take one step, ego is standing there to welcome you, say, oh, you did very well. Start praising you. So we will have to use more and more power of purity, pure energy. As I was mentioning, every day, I really thank Baba that we could be together. And you can see any day, anything can happen, right? Today, whole day, we had big storm. So actually, luckily, we have generators, so little light. We can't turn on many lights. And also, Bhumi Van is doing through telephone now. So we are able to have it. We don't know what the drama is. But you will know that very soon, whatever way, whether for self or service, you will have to use the energy of purity, elevated thoughts, pure feelings, and with that energy, everything will keep moving. So don't be heavy, don't have waste. One time Baba said, wasted like weight. So we have that power, right? Baba has given us connection with Baba, love for Baba, love for souls. We have all that energy of purity, love, joy. Mm. So stay in that self-respect, and keep using that, as I said, for self to go ascending and for Baba's task also. Mm. And you will see many, many magic and miracles. I have seen so many times. Mm. Thoughts of purity, touch of purity, drishti of purity, can make things function. Until Baba's task is accomplished, we have to continue, no? So that's why looking at Dari, purity and her love, month of August, Baba had said personality of purity, so we have to keep thinking, you know. This morning, Baba was telling me, like I'm Amrit Vela, keep clearing your, any eclipse comes, any obstacle comes, keep setting beautiful omens, omens of success, omens of love, omens of Jupiter. No, Baba talks about Satguru. So it's through the purity and elevated thoughts you can do that. So that's where now we have to concentrate. So let's see. There's little light I can read. So in golden age, there won't be any trace of impurity. Yeah. It's a beautiful offer has come. No, brothers are always very helpful. Yeah, we all have it, but we're not caring, that's all. See, that's the difference. When you are practical, you have something, you use it. I have it. I think all the sisters have one, but I don't know where they are. So it says, August 4th, the effort you make here makes your purity there in golden age very natural. Like now, purity is natural. There is no name or trace of impurity there. There means golden age. You are not even aware that there is such a thing as impurity in golden age. Like we are so naturally pure, we don't realize when it's only when we look at the world or anyone's life. I said, oh, there's so much anger, so much ego, huh? So much lustful actions are going on. This is why the practical form of your purity is that of the deities. So Baba says that is of divinity. So now our next thing is how do I change purity into divinity, divine nature, divine drishti. Hmm? So Baba says at this time, no matter how truthful people of the world consider themselves to be, they still do not know the truth of their original form. Hmm. So real truth is to know your eternal form, original form, and whole cycle. They, Baba says, they do not have the true introduction of the Father, so you cannot call theirs the completely true form. You can only have the power of truth constantly when you have the awareness of the true form of yourself and the Father. So Baba says, so your every thought then will be constantly true, real thoughts, true thought. That means every thought will happen in practical, like Dadi Prakash Vani. She used to share the thought. She used to share the thought, and it will happen because she had no desires and she was not thinking. It, a big task has to happen, and you get the thought, not that you are thinking. Like for this program, we're not thinking. Everyone, those who are instruments, they're getting thought. What is next? What is next? What is next? So this is how the purity manifests into truth, powerful thoughts, practical. No thought will go waste. Hmm. So think more about lightness, and then, of course, as because of difficulty here with internet, you might not get to show your chart as Sister Bhumi announced, but for tomorrow, it's enthusiasm. Baba had said recently, when there is purity, there will be enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is very important because when enthusiasm is low, everything is difficult. You feel it's so much what to do, like confused. When there is enthusiasm, you say, "Oh, it's going to be okay. It's manageable." So today we have a short session, but I'm happy that we could still manage, and so we will have Babas remember and keep thinking about power of purity because we all have that. Each one of you have power of purity, but we're not utilizing it, right? Because of not being detached enough to observe the scenes of drama and make past as past, even for yourself. Something happened, even it was mistake, or drama, past is past. You can't keep sitting and worrying about it. No. Have determination. It shouldn't repeat. So power of purity shouldn't be wasted. Sometimes we are not that appreciative of our power of purity. Where our thought can bring self-transformation and also help in world transformation. So today we say good night early, and anyway, 2 nights were late, right? So somewhere we have to compensate. So let's remember Baba, and we will say Om Shanti and good night. Om Shanti. Hmm?
तेरी नगरी में आकर भगवन हो रहा सुखद एहसास। तेरी नगरी में आकर भगवन हो रहा सुखद एहसास। बस तू है मेरे पास यहाँ, और मैं हूँ तेरे पास। तेरी नगरी में आकर भगवन हो रहा सुखद एहसास। तेरी नगरी में आकर भगवन हो रहा सुखद एहसास। तेरा मेरा साथ यहाँ सच में कितना सुहाना है। जी भर मिलन मनाने का बस यही ठिकाना है। तेरा मेरा साथ यहाँ सच में कितना सुहाना है। जी भर मिलन मनाने का बस यही ठिकाना। बरसे मुझ पर निरंतर यहाँ तेरी किरणों का प्रकाश। तेरी नगरी में आकर भगवन हो रहा सुखद एहसास। तेरी नगरी में आकर भगवन हो रहा सुखद एहसास।
Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Stay happy, well.